Item number 4 is a proposed ordinance fixing salaries for the officials and employees of the Village of Forest Park. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Your Honor.
Moved by Hosty. Is there a second?
Second, Your Honor.
Second by Hoskins. Discussion.
Your Honor.
Commissioner Hoskins.
In this salary ordinance, some of the ranges indicate that certain employees could get increases that exceed the original 2% that we discussed when we participated in the budget workshop. There are a couple of employees here where the council had agreed to make salary adjustments. And I'm thinking specifically of the deputy fire chief and of the deputy police chief. However, in light of some of the recent trends here in the village, decline in sales tax revenue and declines in other revenue sources, I would move to amend the salary ordinance so that we fix increases at no more than 2% for the other handbook employees, Mayor.
Okay, we've got a motion to amend the proposed ordinance to fix the increases at 2%?
2%, except for the fire captain and the deputy police chief.
Okay, is there a motion on the motion to second the, I'm sorry, we've got a motion to amend. Is there a second to that amendment?
Second, Your Honor.
Okay, we have a second on the amendment. We'll move on to discussion on the amendment.
Mayor.
Commissioner Talabian.
I do think that, you know, this situation we've had with the assistant chiefs has been something that we've been struggling with for a number of years, and I guess I'd like just to clarify that it is a situation where we've had the union ranks slowly catching up to the assistant chiefs, so that there's really very little differentiation between our lieutenants and sergeants even and our assistant chiefs. So I fully support the 10% increase for those two positions, but I do think that in light of everything else, and the 2% is a reasonable raise for the rest of the salary employees. I know I expressed this opinion before. I know we kind of targeted 3 and 5 and an additional 10% raises for some other individuals, but I hope the council will reconsider at this point and go with this amended motion. Thank you.
Okay, we'll continue with discussion. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, we'll need to call a roll on the amendment first.
Okay.
Are you prepared to do so?
I'm ready.
Please proceed.
Commissioner Hoskins?
Aye.
Commissioner Curry?
No.
Commissioner Hosty?
No.
Commissioner Talalian?
Aye.
Mayor Calderon?
No. The motion on the amendment is defeated, so we're going to move back to the main motion. The main motion is on the ordinance as presented. We'll continue with discussion.
Mayor,
Commissioner Hoskins.
I'll just reiterate to the council that we're in a situation where just about every revenue source is declining in the village. As prudent stewards, I don't think now is the time to, give out 4% raises here or 5% raises there. I think that for the council members who are private business owners, in your own cases and in your own experience, when you find yourself in a multi-year sales decline, that's not the time when you give raises to employees. I mean, we certainly all appreciate the staff here. Everyone works hard. But I think in past years, when we've had more robust revenues, we've given out healthy raises. I know our first year on the council, all the department heads got a 5% increase, and line staff got a 3% increase. Looking back, we didn't have a very good reason to do that, other than the fact that we appreciated staff and we had the money at the point. But at this time, we don't. We've just looked at a room of almost 100 residents, and we talk about how cash-strapped the village is. You know, there is room to cut, and I think that's what we're here for. There are some decisions that can be made. They wouldn't be the most popular decisions, but I think it would be in our best interest to make some tough decisions, Mayor. And for that reason, I'll be voting no on this salary ordinance as it stands now.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Commissioner Hosty.
Over the last year, we have had a decline in income for the village. And the ones who held the line, who kept us under budget, were the department heads. Those are the ones who are exempt. They're the non-union. They're the non-negotiated people who, you know, the union people get the automatic raise. I believe right now it's probably on average about 3.5% to 4%, depending on the negotiating party. Our department heads don't have a negotiating party. They rely on our wisdom to take care of them for the amount of effort and work they put into it. Every person on here is part of the group that held the line, who helped keep us in check over the last year, and we're hoping to have the same type of responsibility this year out of a very excellent group of exempt employees. We're talking about a difference of $18,000 to positively motivate and pay those staff members that we're speaking of. You know, you were trying to withdraw the $15,000 of the deputy chief and the captain. I heard somebody to my left say something about lieutenants. Those were excluded from your motion. That's another $3,600. We're talking about a differential of about $15,000 to $18,000 to pay people who have done the most, the hardest day in, day out management of our village.
To your point, Commissioner, you know, they've had increases every year, 3% in fiscal year 08, 5% in fiscal year 07. And in terms of the unions and their regular increases, we're still in negotiations right now with the fire department. So what we're looking at is a salary ordinance where you have some individuals getting almost as much as, you know, over 10% raise. These are good employees, but the raw percentage of the increase, as outlined by this salary ordinance, allows for them to have an increase over 10%. So, you know, if I was a member of the firefighters union, you know, I'd say, well, I want 10% also. I'll work hard. You know, I'm responding to emergencies. Look at the week they just had with this storm. You know, I heard sirens going all week. I don't know if they will simply say, well, yeah, we had generous contracts in the past, so we'll forego a generous contract this time. I think what they're going to do is they're going to look at what we're passing today, and they're going to say, I want that too. And that's my main reason for taking this position.
Okay, any further discussion?
Mayor.
Commissioner Delaney.
You know, I guess I think I've referenced this before. It's a vicious cycle that we can't seem to break. You know, we keep talking about whether it's the dispatchers or now we're talking about $15,000 or $16,000. But when I've questioned before on, you know, how the negotiations are going, can we make comparisons to other villages? I've been told that it's all an internal comparisons. That's all they look at. And here we are again. You know, in these economic times, going to go pass an ordinance to get raises from 2 to 10%. You know, and certainly that, you know, we beat on the public works guys to hold them down. We're not going to be able to ever break this vicious cycle, and if we can't do it now in this kind of environment where revenues are down and you know, the private sector is freezing pay or holding wages to very, very small raises, 1 and 2%. And we're going to exceed that again. We'll never get out of this vicious cycle if we don't stop it. And now's the time. And it's no reflection on the employees. I think that our employees do a great job. You know, our public works director, the one that we share, John Doss, probably works more unpaid overtime for this village than anybody. And it's really painful to limit his increase to 2%, but that's the situation that we're in, that both economically and with the state of the economy. So I think now's the time to hold the line. And even 2%, it's a fair raise in this market.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, you prepared to call the roll on the main motion?
Yes.
Okay, please proceed.
Commissioner Hoskins?
No.
Commissioner Curry?
Aye.
Commissioner Hosty?
Aye.
Commissioner Tulailian?
No.
Mayor Calderon?
Aye.